snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles, touchdown.
And here he goes. It's Hester inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Picked off. Look out. Picked off Manning. And it's Tracy Porter taking it all the way. Touchdown, New Orleans.
You're listening to the Pigskin Project, the world's #1 football podcast. Now, with more insights on all things football, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen and Ryan Matthews. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 21st episode of the Pigskin Project. Ben, it's been a long time coming, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Our podcast can now officially drink, too, by the way.
It can, yeah.
How does that make you feel? It's crazy. 21 weeks.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, 21 weeks. Ben,
How you
you've had a... Oh, dude, I'm doing awesome. Just got off work, you know. Ben, you got a new job. You want to tell us a little about that, you know, before we get started? You know, it's your time to shine. Shine the spotlight on you really quick. Tell the people what's going on with Ben Hansen these days.
Yeah. No, I just got a job at the Planet Fitness Portage. So just Planet Fitness. It's good. I like it. It's been a nice,
good stuff.
Easy going. And I like to have the contact with the people. Obviously, I like to talk. That's why I have a podcast. But no, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So yeah, real quick. If just for the people out here, I don't think it'll affect it too much. But if the times are a little wonky now, blame that on me. It's not really Ryan's fault. That's me being having a wonky work schedule, but I think we should be fine. But
we'll be okay. We'll be okay. There will be live episodes every Thursday. Just plan on that.
Oh, always. Oh yeah.
Anyways, we have a little bit of news this week, but there's some big headlines this week, including Deshaun Watson picking up not only his 23rd, but his 24th allegation. And the Texans are actually involved, too, as a defendant as well. So, Ben, you wanted to talk about this as well. Speak your piece on it, buddy, because I know you have a lot.
So, obviously, me and Ryan try our darndest to kind of keep this football-related and kind of keep our opinions on different stuff outside of this. So you guys are tuning in to get our opinions on football and kind of listen to us talk about football. So we really try our best to not really put our opinions in outside stuff. So we've really tried our best to kind of stay away from this Deshaun Watson stuff as much as possible. But it's come time that we kind of just need to talk about it a little bit. For those who don't know, Deshaun Watson had, like Ryan said, his 23rd and 24th case that just got filed. But I think it was the New York Times. They posted a whole article like going into depth about it. So the Texans not only supplied Deshaun Watson with hotel rooms to get a massage, but also supplied him with non-disclosure agreements as well to get the masseuses to sign this. So for those who don't know everything that's going on with Deshaun Watson, he now has 24 sexual harassment lawsuits filed against him for, not to get too graphic, for being inappropriate in massages. And it's like, I don't understand. Roger Goodell needs to come out and Roger Goodell needs to say this guy isn't allowed. Okay. Yeah. Because do I hope that he is the person that he was when he was in Clemson, the dude who spent millions of dollars building houses for, people that need it. Do I hope he's that guy? Awesome. But it comes to a point where you have to say who's right now. This one guy that's saying something, or 24 people, not even 24, it's 66 people. But the only reason it's not 66 lawsuits is because the non-disclosure agreements. And again, do I hope it's that guy who builds these houses for the people who need it and is super genuine and nice? Of course. I'm not preying on anybody's downfall, but this is bad. He should not be able to play in the NFL. I feel nasty for even saying I wanted this guy on my team. Like, come on now. Like, if this was something you truly valued as an athlete to take care of your body, why are you reaching out to 66 different people to get your massage? You're an athlete. You make $230 million a year. You can hire a full-time masseuse. So there has to be something more. Because if it was just about a massage, he would have hired somebody that he could do that. He wouldn't be reaching out to random chicks on Instagram asking for a massage and having them sign the non-disclosure agreement. I think it's sick, and I think until this is figured out and until his name is fully cleared, we cannot have a guy like this representing the NFL. Roger Goodell needs to put him on the commissioner exempts list and say, you're not playing, because practice for him starts up next week. You can't let this guy do this. He has to be non-participant. He can't be in this. Yeah. He just can't. He can't be in the NFL right now until his stuff is cleared out. And it just, Roger Goodell needs to do something about it. It's sickening. It just makes me just nasty.
Kyle Gagliardi coming in saying that he agrees with the matter. Personally, for me, I mean, you nailed it on the head, but you also have to think of this as like a league perspective as well. What the Browns did was completely idiotic in a sense. The amount of stuff that they traded away as well was just a big price. And I mean, obviously, like if they're getting that quarterback and they're playing, that's one thing. If they're out of the trouble that they were once in, that's another thing. But I mean, for the amount to be fully guaranteed as well, which I believe that there's a rumor going around saying that they could void the contract.
Yeah.
If he ends up being guilty. But the thing is, and Kyle Gagliardi coming in and commenting, I guess this is why they kept Baker. But the thing is, they severed that. There's no way that Baker Mayfield would just be like, yeah, sure, I'll come in and be that guy. No. Anybody with the clear mindset will sit here and just be like, no, I'm not going to go and play for you, because quarterback wasn't the top need for this team, arguably. And the thing is you went out and you spent so much money and threw so many resources out the window for this guy to come in and just completely be useless at this point, because he is right now. Nobody knows if he's going to be able to play at all, let alone play on a suspension or play, without one. But it's just like, it's such an up in the air thing for them to throw so much away when you already had at least what I would call a competent quarterback, to the point where you're not going to win a Super Bowl with this guy yet. But the thing is like, he's not god awful. This guy could get it done. It's just, does he have some errors? Does he have some things that he can work on? Is there any way that this guy can get better? Do I think he's on the same level as Deshaun Watson? Absolutely not, at least not right now. But the thing is, with Cleveland, what they have done is not only paid a guy millions and millions of dollars to come in and be absolutely nothing, they've also burned the bridge with the quarterback that used to be a fan favorite and the guy that got them to the playoffs for the first time since 2002. And that is a huge gut punch to the franchise, considering they could be out of the quarterback right now.
I'm not willing to say they completely severed it. I think Baker Mayfield is, if the Browns come out and they're like, you know what, we are getting rid of Deshaun Watson, we're voiding his contract if they can do that, because obviously, again, he's making $230 million fully guaranteed, which is just giving a dude, again, like we said, that much money to begin with these cases is crazy, but to make it fully guaranteed on top of that is even worse.
Right.
But if they can somehow void it and then say, Baker will give you most of it, obviously I don't think Baker deserves $230 million.
No.
But if they're like, Baker will give you, $200 or $200 million, which I think would be so way too much. But if they were to say, Baker, we're going to pay you this huge amount of money, we love you, please come back, we were wrong, I think he would. I think he'd be willing to come back. But
yeah,
we'll see. Hopefully none of this stuff happens with Deshaun and everything's okay. Yeah, money talks.
Kyle Gagliardi coming and saying money talks. Yep.
And hopefully everything's okay. And this stuff, it didn't happen. with Deshaun Watson. But again, I'll leave it there. If this stuff happened, this dude can't be representing the NFL. But
Right.
some less sad news. You want to move on?
Yeah. So Aaron Donald has agreed to a 2-year, $60 million extension with the Rams. Clearly, money isn't a factor at all. Clearly, that just doesn't exist when you're in LA. I mean, I remember talking to you at the gym and being like, how? And the guy deserves it. I think he deserves more money, but I think 30 million a year is pretty tough. But the thing is when you're like the best at your position, I totally understand.
Best defensive player. I mean, he's the best defensive player in all of football.
Yeah.
It's about time that these guys start getting a little more respect when it comes to money.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to move on a little bit to the Patriots play caller for 2022 is leaning towards the direction of Matt Patricia. If you guys were listening and watching the last episode for last week, we covered the Patriots and the Bills and their weekly predictions. I had the Patriots being pretty awful this past season, or this next season, I should say. You sit here and you shake your head, but just watch. Matt Patricia is not helping your case, buddy. That's all I gotta say.
Of course not. But the Patriots are not going to win. Yeah, I think you had them winning 3 games.
Yeah,
they're winning more than 3 games. As much as they want to be dysfunctional, as long as Bill Belichick is their head coach, you're winning more than 3 games. Mac Jones obviously is never going to be a top 10 guy in the league, or at least doesn't look like he'll be a top 10 guy in the league. But Mac Jones didn't play bad.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you have Bill Belichick as your head coach.
Yeah.
But it's starting to get concerning. And realistically, I think if they play bad and they only win 5 or 6 games this year, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Bill Belichick walks away from the game.
Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say that Tom Brady was the one who won that argument to say. Obviously, Bill Belichick is a great coach, but I think it's safe to say no.
Next up, and we only have a couple more headlines before we get to our next fun segment. The Browns have discussed bringing back Odell Beckham Jr. I could see it, honestly, strictly because they have a little bit more money. They can pay him. And the thing is that they don't necessarily need him to come in and start right away. They can wait until October and be totally okay. Could you imagine Amari Cooper and OBJ on the same team right now? I think that'd be pretty solid.
Line.
And
with that offensive line and Nick Chubb, that's scary.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt as well.
That's the best. That's no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield. That's the best offense in the NFL. It just
can be, yeah.
It is. With those guys, it's crazy. If they have the money for it, I could see it happening. But they would, like we said, they have to give him a lot of money just because on his way out of Cleveland, he really
exploded.
Yeah, he burned lots of his bridges on his way out of Cleveland.
I'll bring up this comment again. Money talks, ladies and gents.
Yeah, money talks again. But he burned lots of his bridges. So unless they're paying him significant, I don't know. I don't even see why they. We'll see. But I'm a little. I think this will stay a rumor, would be my guess.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp has agreed to a 5-year, $110 million extension with the Rams as we continue on our topic of how LA has money trees. So this is a lot of money, but it's a lot less than what I think he deserves.
26.7. No, I don't know. I think that's right around. I mean, that makes him. I think that either makes him the 4th or 5th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
He's getting paid $22 million per year.
Oh, was it 22?
Yeah,
that was 26
times 5, buddy. Yeah, 22. Yeah, 110 divided by 5 is 22. So $22 million per year. That's just not a lot of money, man.
I thought his contract was a 3-year contract, and he's staying there for another 2 years because he has a contract. He has 2 more years left on this contract, and then this contract kicks in.
Oh yeah, right afterwards.
The contract that kicks in right afterwards. So he has another 5 years in the Rams. He has these next 2, and then the contract he just signed.
Yeah,
I'm saying so right now he's not making a whole lot, but that contract that when he kicks in the 3rd year, it'll be 26.7. So
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if that's how it works, but either way, still, I mean, you're talking Christian Kirk money right now, man. Either way, you're either over Christian Kirk or maybe just, I don't know, in the realm of Christian Kirk, or not even close to Christian Kirk. The thing is, when you're Cooper Kupp, I think the reason why he signed this extension wasn't just because, that's a lot of money. I think it's also because there's a lot of opportunity in LA, especially with the core that they have right now in Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, and of course Cooper Kupp. They brought in a couple more wide receivers, and I think that they could potentially run it back this season as well.
Yeah. He signed a 3-year, $80 million deal.
Okay.
And like I said, the 3-year, $80 million deal piggybacks off of, so he has 2 more years left on his contract. And then that 3-year deal kicks in that 3-year deal that he just signed kicks in after the 2 years are done. So he has 2 more years until that deal kicks in. But honestly, by the time in 2 years from now, when that deal kicks in, $26.7 million is going to be a steal anyways. I mean,
right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, that'll do it for our weekly news segment for this week. But next up, Madden is coming back in a couple months, and I love the game. Ben, we've talked about this before as well, just last week. But this week we're going over the Madden 23 wide receiver ratings. Is it fair or no? So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to, share with anybody that could be watching, the graphic as far as, team ratings and stuff like that, which have also come out, which we will cover later on specifically. But team ratings, I will hide this banner really quick so everybody can see.
I will say real quick, I have more problems with this list than I did with the quarterback list.
I don't know. Anyway, so let me go ahead and read it. I'll let you air your grievances, and then I will also air mine. Devontae Adams at 99, Cooper Kupp 99, Justin Jefferson 96, Tyreek Hill 96, Stephon Diggs 96, DeAndre Hopkins 95, Keenan Allen 94, Michael Thomas 93, Deebo Samuel 92, Jamar Chase 90, Mike Evans 90, Terry McLaurin 90, DK Metcalf 89, Amari Cooper 88, AJ Brown 88, Chris Godwin 88, Adam Thielen 87, Tyler Lockett 87, CeeDee Lamb 87, Jalen Waddle 87, DJ Moore 87, Brandon Cooks 86, Deontay Johnson 86, T. Higgins 86, Mike Williams 85. Is that, oh man, what would that be? Marquis Brown?
Which number?
26.
I don't know why it's showing up as orange. Marquis Brown.
Oh, yeah, Hollywood Brown for the Cardinals. That's
why. Oh, it
red.
Looks brown.
Yeah,
I guess it's red.
Weird. Anyways, 84. Hunter Renfrow, 84. Devontae Smith, 84. OBJ, 84. Michael Pittman Jr., 82. Robert Woods, 82. And Cortland Sutton, 82. So, Ben, go ahead. Air your grievances, buddy, because I know you have a lot of them.
You should probably just applaud right now for what I'm about to say.
Tell me what I think you're going to tell me. Come on.
I'm a little surprised Darnell Mooney's not on this list.
Thank you. Anyways.
But the thing is the problem is if he was on this list, he would he'd be one of the last three.
That's fine.
He wouldn't be better than Odell, Devontae, Hunter Renfrow. So I'm lower on Marquis Brown. If we just took Marquis Brown off this list, bumped everybody up, and threw Darnell Mooney at 32,
82?
I would be happy.
32, ranked 32,
yeah.
82 overall.
Yeah, ranked 32. So if we took Marquis Brown out of the 26th spot and just disappeared him, and we just pushed everybody up one spot, then
Coach Tyler coming in and saying Michael Thomas isn't playing for 2 years.
We're getting there. I think Darnell Mooney should be there. And then I was gonna get to this point a little later on, but Coach Tyler brought it up. Michael Thomas at number 8 is absurd. Like you said, he hasn't played in 2 years. Yeah. Could he be there at the end of the season? Yes, but these are rankings going into the season.
He's good.
He's not.
Is he that good though?
Well, at his peak, he was a top 3 wide receiver. But the problem is he hasn't played in 2 years. He doesn't deserve an 83. What has he done to get an 83? I think I've been higher on Odell on this podcast than everybody. I think Odell at 29 is terrible. I think Terry McLaurin is worse than both DK Metcalf and AJ Brown. I don't really think it's too close either. I think it's clearly DK Metcalf, and then I think there's a tiny gap, and it's AJ Brown, and another tiny gap, and Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin at 12 is tough. I think I'd rather have Chris Godwin. I think I'd rather have Amari Cooper. I think I'd rather have DK. I think I'd rather have AJ.
Than Terry?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'd rather have all 4 of those guys above Terry McLaurin. I don't really think that's too hot of a take.
I'll go ahead and say I do think Michael Thomas at 93 is a pretty crazy one.
Yes.
I think that he could be seen around that 87 mark. But speaking of that 87 mark, Tyler Lockett at 87, I feel like is a little high, but I'm one to just kind of pick and choose between literally like 1 to 2 overall. So it's like it's not that big of a deal. 85 is what I would put Tyler Lockett at, just because I think he slowly went down. Plus, he doesn't have Russell Wilson anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, is he really that guy? And I think that he'll be a candidate to go down later this season as well. Adam Thielen at 87, I think, was pretty crazy too. He's pretty good, but I also think that he's on a downward slope. DJ Moore at 87, I know that he was good, but I mean the second half of the last season wasn't that impressive. Can he do a lot? Yes, absolutely. But to be honest with you, Deontay Johnson's getting like he's trending upwards on my scale, on my rankings.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that I would take Deontay Johnson over DJ Moore right now. Mike Williams at 85, I think is reasonable. Marquise Brown at 84, totally okay with taking him off this list in general, putting him at
yes.
82. I think Darnell Mooney should be at the 82-83 range. With Robert Woods tearing his ACL and not have, I mean, he had a
he could be at 82 though. I mean, like that could.
Right.
I mean, he's probably 81, but like he could be 82. He could just be the lowest 82 on the list.
With Cortland Sutton as well being an 82 overall, despite having less than 1,000 yards this past season. I know that he got hurt and everything, but he still has less than 1,000 yards this season, and his age is well factoring into it. I'm saying compared to Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney, right, but Darnell Mooney with 1,000 yards this past season with a worse team, never mind, I guess it should be around the same. But Darnell Mooney, I think should be in that 83 range because he's not better than OBJ. He's not better than Devontae Smith, but Devontae Smith and Darnell Mooney will be among the same level by the end of the season, I will say. But
wow,
I would take
brother, that is bold. We need to clip that and we need to play it back.
That's fine
At the end of the season.
Just wait. It's gonna be one of those TikToks that's like.
All
Anyway,
right, boys and girls. So we can play this back. It is June 9th. So OTAs are like, we're in the middle of OTAs right now for the 2022 season. Ryan Matthews just said Darnell Mooney and Devontae Smith will be on the same page. We can clip that, and maybe that's going to look really, Ryan, you're either going to look like super smart, or it's just going to or it's just going to look terrible. So we'll see. But anyways, sorry.
I would take him over Cortland Sutton right now. If I'm starting a new team, I would take Darnell Mooney over Cortland Sutton right now. Would I take him over Robert Woods? Yes.
Yeah.
Would I take him over Michael Pittman Jr.? Yes. Would I take him over OBJ? Debatable, because OBJ is healthy, or because he's not healthy right now. But if it were a fully healthy, knees are totally okay. OBJ, absolutely not. So because of that, I'm putting Darnell Mooney at like an 83 at rank number 30 and bumping somebody off of this list, whether it's Cortland Sutton, Robert Woods, Marquis Brown even at 84 is crazy. I think Hunter Renfrow should be higher than an 84. Call me crazy, but I think so. Because he was his season was really good. Brandon Cooks at 86. I mean, dude, he's trying literally everything he can to survive in Houston right now. So
the poor guy.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle at 87. He had a really good rookie season, but 87 overall is I feel like that's a little much. Maybe 84, 85 range would be reasonable, and let him climb up to that 87 range would be cool. Amari Cooper at 88, I think, is a little high. But literally, like I said before, you're only nitpicking a couple overall. I could see him being at 86 and being totally fine with that. Debo at 92. I think that's garbage. You're going to put Michael Thomas over Debo Samuel despite Debo and his flexibility and stuff. The thing that you would be like, the amount of fun that you'll be able to have with the San Francisco 49ers playbook this next Madden is going to be so good. And you need somebody higher than a 92 overall to do that. And I would put him within the 96, 97 overall range. I feel like Tyreek Hill at a 96 right now is reasonable as well. I think Stephon Diggs could be maybe a little higher than 97, but I think they got the 299s right overall, and that's where I'm going to end it right there.
Yeah, so my final thing is, I think I'd much rather have Debo Samuel. I think I'd much rather have Jamar Chase. I think I'd much rather have Mike Evans above Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll change again, but this is going into the season. And this is a conversation that we can have on another episode if you don't want to get into it. But just going off the time, it looks like we have time to get into this.
Yeah. I do want to say, just a little heads up. Next week we have running backs, and their list was leaked as well. So we'll be doing that next week. So stay tuned for next week's episode because we will be doing that as well. But go for it.
Amen. But this goes back to your point though. This is I think I'm a pretty progressive person when it comes to football. But when it comes to this, I'm gonna kind of sound like an old head. I don't think a speed guy can be a number one wide receiver unless they're truly, truly special. And you see that in Tyreek Hill. And then outside of that, like I really don't think that a speed guy can be We've seen freaking Brandon Cooks, who's one of the best deep threats in the game, bounce around and not be able to find a freaking sticking spot. We've seen Deshaun Jackson, who's debatably a top 5 deep threat, literally to ever play the game, not be able to do like this amazing thing. And when it comes to a team building philosophy, I'm going to pick a big guy. Obviously, I'd prefer my big guy to be able to run a little bit. That's why, I think AJ Brown's like 6'1", 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Mike Evans, he's 6'3". I like the size. The D-Hop, I like the size. Again, but like these super fast, quick, twitchy guys, I don't think can be a true number one unless they're truly special. And the only true number one fast, twitchy guy is Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And so it's not, I have nothing against
Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. I said Darnell Mooney should be on this list. But
I had to convince you to do that, by the way. I do want to say.
I think Darnell Mooney should be on this list. But I'm just.
Where would you put him? At overall, if you're the guy, what would you put him at?
32.
I'm saying not rankings. I'm saying overall, like the number, like 1 through 99. What are you putting him at?
I'd probably give him an 82.
82, 80. Okay. Well,
an 82 or an 83. An 82 or an 83.
At least give him props for a second year, 1,000 yards.
Of course. But it's just hard for my thing is it's so hard for a deep threat to be elite at the game because it is so far more dependent on having a good quarterback than any like a running back. You don't have to have a good quarterback. Even a big jump guy go up and get it. You don't have to have a good quarterback. He just throws it in general vicinity and you can snag that. Or like a guy like Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cooper Kupp can do it all, but Cooper Kupp can take a 5-yard slant and literally take it home. And Darnell Mooney has a little bit of that in his game, obviously. But being like the deep threat burner guy, it's so dependent on who your quarterback is. Because if your quarterback is a step late, it's getting picked off. If your quarterback is a step early, then he's getting it overthrown. It's so far important to like who your quarterback is that it's just so hard for me to say that type of wide receiver is ever going to be an elite number one unless they're stupid potential.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Chris Olave in Ohio State. Was he wide receiver one?
I don't think he was wide receiver one.
No?
No, and I'm talking about in the NFL.
I know. What I was going to say was Darnell Mooney, I think, is going to fit into the Bears offense like Chris Olave did when Justin Fields was a quarterback for Ohio State. And I think that Chris Olave put up some amazing numbers at Ohio State when Justin Fields was a quarterback. And I think that type of offense would be really, really good for the Bears, considering Ohio State still had a pretty dominant run game as well. But with this new regime, I can definitely see them utilizing Justin Fields in that case because he's got such a dangerous deep ball as well.
I will tell you this.
Which, by the way, talking about deep balls in a non-weird way, Justin Fields hit a home run in Wrigley Field today. I don't know if you saw the clip. It was awesome. He hit a home run. So cool.
Someone in the comments said if Matt Nagy was still the head coach, they'd tell him to bunt. I'm like,
anyways, you ready to move on? Let's get your closing statements in there.
Yeah, just real quick. I don't think this is gonna be anything like the Ohio State offense. It's a Big Ten offense. Big Ten, literally the only offense that translates to the NFL in a little bit of a way is SEC, and like every other offense besides SEC is so gimmicky. Every Big Ten offense is so gimmicky. I don't think Chris Olave was the number one wide receiver there either. I think Garrett Wilson was. But we'll see. And again, I think Darnell Mooney is going to have an awesome year. I wouldn't be surprised if we put up another 1,000 yards. Yeah. But I want a guy that I can throw to every single time to be an elite number one. And I don't think a speed guy will ever really get there unless your name is Tyreek Hill. So,
all right, guys.
Look at Devin Hester.
Next up, moving on, is the Pigskin Pick'em for our schedule release and everything. Continuing the AFC East, we're switching up the background for our next team, which is the New York Jets, baby. Go Jets. Just kidding. But yeah, we're doing Jets, Jets. So we're picking up the Jets. Ben, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You know what? I've been going first.
Okay.
You can go ahead and go first.
All right. So Week 10 is their bye week. Just wanted to note 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Punching it into the schedule now. Jets versus Ravens. I'm going to have them lose that game. It's going to be like a developmental game. Jets at Browns. I'm going to have them win that game. Jets versus Bengals. Sauce went to the Jets, right?
Yes.
Jets are going to win that game. Jets at Steelers. They're going to win that game. Jets versus Dolphins. They're going to lose that game. Jets at Green Bay. They're going to win that game. Jets at Denver. They're going to lose that game. Jets versus Patriots. They'll win that game. Jets versus Bills. They're going to lose that game. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So going into week 10, they're 5-4. Then they have the Patriots, which they're going to win that game. So 6-4. They're going to lose against the Bears. So 6-5. They're going to lose against the Vikings, lose against the Bills. So 6-7. And then they're going to win out. So I have them at 10-7 this season.
You heard it here first here on the Pigskin Project. The Jets are going to win 7 more games than what the Patriots will this year.
Yep. Calling it right now.
Okay, buddy. But yeah, I think
the Patriots too.
I think the Jets are I think the Jets are in position to make a jump this year.
Yeah.
We'll say that. That being said, they lose week 1 against the Ravens. I think that they're going to beat the Browns just because the Browns are just in shambles right now. So they're going to they're going to lose the Ravens, beat the Browns, lose the Bengals, lose the Steelers. They're going to win against the Dolphins, right? They only have 2 wins. I think they're going to lose against the Packers. And I think they're going to lose against the Broncos, and I think they're going to beat the Patriots. So
it's 3
wins going into – no, that's not their bye week yet. And then I think they're going to lose to the Bills. So that's 3 wins going into their bye week.
Yeah, 3-6 going into the bye.
3-6, but didn't they win 3 games this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an improvement.
It's an improvement. They're already better than what they did. I think they're going to lose to the Patriots because I think I had them splitting against the Patriots last episode.
Okay.
I think they're going to. This game is hard. The Bears-Jets game.
They're going to lose this game. They're going to lose this game. Don't you make me say it one more time.
I don't know, big dog.
They're going to lose this game. The Bears are going to beat the Jets.
You delusional Bears fans.
It's the Jets, bro.
They're going to lose against the Jets. Dude, you just had them win 10 games. I don't want to hear it. No.
Okay, so they're going
to lose. They are going to lose against the Bears, though. So they're opening up 2-0 in their bye. I think they beat the Vikings. So
they're going to lose against the Bears, but they're going to start 2-0 after the bye.
Or 0-2. Sorry.
0-2. Okay.
0-2. And now they're finally going to beat the Vikings. So, now they have 4 wins.
Beat the Vikings, though, in Minnesota. Okay.
Stop. You had them beating the freaking Broncos and the Bengals.
I had them losing against the Broncos.
Well, you had them beating the Bengals. So, I think they're going to lose against the Bills, but then I think they're going to win out. So, I think they're going to win 7 games this year.
Okay.
So, they're going to go 7-10.
Okay. Well,
that's realistic. What we should do here, them beating the teams like the Bengals, I am just not quite there yet. But I could see them beating the Steelers or something like that. Yeah. So I think their ceiling is 8 wins, and I think their floor is like 3. So
I love how we had opposite schedules too. Not schedules, opposite records too. That's awesome. Anyways, next up, what I think, dude, I wish I could root for this team, but the Bears are my team through and through. Dude, this logo, their uniforms, everything is just so clean. So if you're a Dolphins fan, you're living the life, man. Except for your quarterback. Sorry about that. All right, so diving into this. They're going to win against the Patriots, lose against the Ravens, lose against the Bills, lose against the Bengals. So starting 1-3.
Really just living it up here, huh?
I said they're going to. Did I say they're going to beat? No. No. They'll lose to the Jets. They'll lose to the Vikings. They'll win against the Steelers. Win against the Lions. I think they're losing against the Bears. They're going to lose against the Browns. Beat the Texans. They're going to lose against... Oh, dude, they're going to lose out. They're going to lose out. They're going to lose against 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers. No, they'll beat the Patriots, so they'll finish, 5-12.
Maybe they'll.
No, wait. No, I think I had the Patriots actually beating them. So they'll finish 4-13 in the running for Bryce Young, the next Alabama quarterback to be a Dolphin.
CJ Stroud. Besides the point.
That'd be cool too.
There. But CJ Stroud, yes, he's the best quarterback going into this draft. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. Anyways, they're going to beat the Patriots. They're going to beat the Ravens.
Wow.
They're going to lose the Bills and Bengals. We just did the Jet schedule. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I said that they were going to lose.
Split, I think.
I think I had them split. So we'll say they win this. So they're 3 wins right now. I think they're
3-1 right now. Or 3-2, sorry.
3-2. We're going to have them losing to the Vikings, winning to the Steelers, beating the Lions, losing to the Bears. Again, just like, we'll see what it looks like, but I can't have any team beating the Browns right now. So they're going to beat the Browns as of right now. So that's 6 wins. They're going to beat the Texans, which makes it 7. Yeah, and then
they'll
they lose out.
Right.
So
7-10 again.
7-10 again. Would you look at that?
It's a bad time to be in the AFC East right now because there's one front runner, man. That's it.
Amen to that.
But after that, moving on to our next segment and moving into our normal background here on the stream, we are going to be ranking some teams like we have for the past few weeks. These teams, in no particular order, are the Ravens, Dolphins, Colts, and Saints. So, between these 4 teams, what team is on top? What team's on bottom? I think this is pretty close up for debate. Mary popping in saying I'm your biggest fan. We appreciate the support, Mary. I wonder who you are. Anyway, it's not like she's been on the podcast or anything. Anyways, so
I think this is easy. I'm going to be honest with you, Ryan. I think this is really easy. I saw the 4 teams, and I didn't really have any questions about it. I think it's the Ravens, the Colts, the Saints, and the Dolphins. In that order, I can go back and forth on the Saints and the Dolphins there. But the Ravens, I think the Ravens really just got the poop end of the stick when it came to injuries this year. I think when their team is fully healthy, I think they, I wouldn't be surprised if they made even a strong push in the playoffs this year. I think their team is there. Like I said, I think they're the best secondary in the entire NFL.
They've got to stay healthy, though, man. That's the biggest thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's so hard to gauge injury from one year to the next. Yeah. And to say this team was super injured, and most of their injuries this year were COVID.
Yeah.
They had a lot of COVID problems this year. And we kind of yet to see how COVID's going to be this year. So it'll be interesting to see how that is.
Yeah.
But I think the Ravens are clear front runners. I think out of the pack, I think it's Ravens. And then I think the next clear team up is the Colts. I think the Colts have a really solid roster. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have questions about their quarterback like I do with the Dolphins and Saints. I think Matt Ryan's a proven guy in this league. I mean, let's not talk about a Super Bowl, but he's been to the Super Bowl. I mean, he's a proven guy. Didn't he win the MVP that year too? Matty Ice. The year they went
Super year?
The year they went to the Super Bowl, that would have been 20.
I don't know. He might have choked it to somebody though.
That would have been 2016, I think it was.
We'll check it out, but
I think Matt Ryan is vastly more proven than what Tua is and than what Jameis is. I think that's then, and then I really think the conversation starts coming in between the Saints and the Dolphins. Sorry, Matt, hate to poop on your parade here. I'm really praying on the Saints' downfall this year because we own their first round pick. So if they don't win a single game this year, I wouldn't be too mad about it. But at the end of the day, I do think the Saints have a solid team around them. The offensive line scares me a little bit. But yeah, I think the Saints have a solid team. It really just depends on how Jameis is going to bounce back from his injury. So
yeah. Before I get into my rankings, I just want to say stay tuned because our next segment is Weddle. It's one of the most
1-1 right now, baby.
Yeah. All right. So, my rankings. Like I said, stay tuned for Weddle. This is gonna be awesome. But rankings. Yes. I have the Ravens at 1, surefire. I mean, borderline Super Bowl contender right now. Colts at 2.
Yep.
I'll comment. Dolphins at 3, Saints at 4.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure our rankings were either the same or slightly different.
You just have the Dolphins winning 4 games?
The Dolphins?
You just had the Dolphins winning 4 games. So you're telling me that the Saints are going to win? Yeah, as much as I'd love it for it to happen.
With Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas' status up in the – I know. That's why I said with them up in the air right now, this Saints team is looking pretty iffy. So with that being said, they lost some offensive line strength as well too.
Yeah.
So the Ravens surefire, like I said before, could be Super Bowl contenders. With the Colts, I'll even admit to it, I'm a little biased. I went to Lucas Oil Stadium. What was it, 3 times? And was up in the press box one of those times, and I want to see them succeed this year. And with Matt Ryan, like you said, a former MVP in 2016, he's, a really, really good upgrade, I would think, compared to Carson Wentz. You give him those weapons, I think that he'll be able to succeed. Very excited to see what he can do.
Yes, it was Matt Ryan in 2016, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations, buddy. You deserve a cookie.
Yes,
for the Dolphins, I'm actually really high on Chase Edmonds right now. I think that he can do really good this upcoming season. I'm looking forward to it. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle should be good. There's no excuse for Tua to fail in this offense. No. And if he does, then that's going to be what's going to prevent this Dolphins team from succeeding. And the Saints, like I said, up in the air right now. So without further ado, if you don't have any further questions, buddy, let's move on to our one of our favorite segments right now. Oh my gosh, I've been looking forward to this, ladies and gentlemen. Weddle. So we are going to go ahead and dive right into this. We are
for those keeping score, by the way. For those keeping score, 1-1 right now. I won this past week. I'm just gonna be honest, not even capping right now. I knew who Tim Patrick was. Didn't even have to look him up. Proud of that. Go me.
Anyways, all right. So just a review. For those that are, have been paying attention, you don't need a review. But for those that haven't listened or watched the first round, we're kind of helping each other, just kind of warming up. We have 8 guesses, and then the hard round is we're on our own. Technically, we help each other out, but that's because one of us isn't going to guess it right away. So, really looking forward to it. Ben, you won last week.
I want to go second.
All right, you'll go second. I'll go first. And with that being said, I'm going to guess Justin Fields because I love Justin Fields. And that just oh my gosh, that's a lot right there. I think I already know who it is.
It has to be Jalen Hurts.
Oh, I don't
know.
think so.
Whoa. Actually, no, it's not. It has to be Kyler Murray.
That's exactly who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Oh
Look
my gosh. All right. All right. Now, looking at it, 10 guesses. Ben, you want to go second, you said?
Yes, I'm going second.
All right. So I'm going to go man. Teron Armstead first.
Well, it's on the offense. It's an older guy in the AFC.
Less than 6'5" tall, and 72 is not even close to his number. So could you imagine
what would you do if I just got this? What would you do? Just like right now, I just like got it.
I would probably slap you. I don't know.
Whoa! You haven't called for. I'm trying to think of an old guy that's in the NFC East who probably doesn't play offensive line, I would guess. Maybe. Could be wrong.
Why would you go in the NFC East? I don't mean to help you out or anything, but
AFC. Sorry, don't know why I said NFC. Okay. It's not in the. Well, I wouldn't be wrong. But not in the AFC East. It has to be somebody in the AFC. Right now we're trying to figure out position. I don't really care about age. We're gonna try to just knock out the AFC South. Maybe he's in it. Maybe he's not. We'll go with. I know this isn't correct, but we'll go with Ryan Tannehill.
All right, so it is the South. But he's not on Tennessee. He's not an offensive tackle or quarterback. I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor. It has to be.
No.
Oh my God. Oh, that was so close. So it's an AFC South running back that's 5'10" and wears number 28, but he's older than 23 and he's not on Indianapolis or Tennessee. I just gave away the answer.
No, you didn't. I can't even think right now who it would be. It's either a Texans or a Jag. Texans. Either a Texans or a Jaguar. Can you think of a Texans or a Jaguars running back?
I know who it is, dude. If you don't guess it, I'm gonna be so mad.
Well, I'm glad. And then you'll be up 2-1 here. It's either a Texan or a Jag. Try David Johnson. I don't even know what he's doing now. Is David Johnson not in the league anymore?
Nope.
You're kidding. He's not. It's unbelievable.
Who you want?
I'm trying to think right here, Ryan. Okay. I think James Robinson's too old, or I think James Robinson is too young, but dude, James Robinson. I'm gonna lose. Oh, it's a
I
Texan.
Definitely thought it was James Robinson, but he's a Texan.
It's a Texans running back.
Who's on the Texans?
And he's old.
Who's on the Texans?
See, so this is when it gets to the point where we're like, all right, bragging rights are kind of out the window.
No. There's still bragging rights. I'm telling you, bro. I'm holding you to it. Give me my bragging rights. Oh boy. Come on.
They can't even think so. A Texans running back right now.
But he wears number 28.
Maybe.
Jeez, he's on Buffalo. I thought he played for Houston at some point. I guess Duke Johnson. That's not even close. He plays for Buffalo. He played for. I thought he played for Houston at one point.
At one point, he did.
That Jonathan Taylor guess was so close, dude. That was so close. All right. What are you thinking?
I was thinking Phillip Lindsay, but he's no longer on the Texans. He left this year.
Where did he go?
I know. We covered it on the podcast, which is sad that you don't remember.
Yeah. But do you remember?
No. But he's not a Texan. He's not a Texan, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to go with him.
I don't think he's okay. So it's important to note too. He's older than 30, but younger than 33. Yeah,
that's the problem.
There's got to be somebody listening to the podcast right now that's like, it's clearly this guy, and we're just like not thinking about it.
The only old running back I can think of, literally in the NFL, anyways, is Mark Ingram, and it's definitely not Mark Ingram. It's not. Mark Ingram doesn't play for. Mark Ingram is a Saint. Mark Ingram is a Buffalo Bill, actually.
Is he? That's crazy.
Yeah, he is. I think he's either Saint or Bill. He signed somewhere this offseason, though. See, this is where it goes out the window. We can't think right now, so now it just turns up to us doing like a Google search here. I remember the good old days when like the hard was Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
We're like,
those were awesome.
Those were awesome. Freaking Hightower and Tim Patrick.
What's your guess, buddy? Come on.
Dude, I can you even think of another Texans running back?
I can't.
If you can, just go ahead and name it. Because now it's getting to the point where I'm looking up Texas running back depth chart.
I'll look it up as well, because I wonder if I go into another tab. Yeah, you are. Okay, cool. Marlon Mack, Rex Burkhead.
It's
got to be Rex.
It's Rex Burkhead.
Yeah. Both of us are gonna take the L this week. It's fine.
Hey, it was my guess.
It was my guess. No, dude, no.
2-1. What can I say? Technically, I should be 3-1 because I got the freaking Now I'm blanking on his name. Who is the Lions offensive tackle that I named?
Penei Sewell.
He's drafted out of Oregon.
You don't even remember his name, so it's fine. It's my bragging rights. It's fine.
Penei Sewell. That's his name.
I just told you.
I got Penei Sewell correct.
You're crazy.
But I screamed out Penei Sewell in excitement when you weren't going to put Penei Sewell in, and you put Penei Sewell in. So it's technically your turn. But so we counted that as a wash.
Whatever. Anyways.
But
Gridiron Goofs.
Terrible fast food drafts. I'm ready to talk about bad fast food.
All right. So Vince actually had the first pick last week.
Bad fast food, Ryan.
But I think it was me that had this. Oh, wait, no. You had the first pick out of both of us last week because Vince picked first, you went second.
Can you hear me fine? I think
you're all good.
We're struggling with your mic here.
You're all good. I can hear you. But
it's completely no sound. Is it plugged in by chance?
Can you hear me now?
Maybe we can't. Maybe it's coming on my end, but I can't hear you. That's for sure.
All right, we're gonna go through AirPods now. Is it better?
It's got on your side. I have no clue what you're saying. Let's see. Let's log into the stream right here. Let's see if we can hear what you're hearing on the stream. All right, we're gonna throw my mic on mute so you guys don't get that awful feedback, just in case we can't.
This is so much better. Yeah. For some reason.
Let's hope that we can hear you. So
you really can't hear me. This is crazy. It's got to be going through on the stream. Yeah, this has got to be going through on the stream. We're gonna be. Oh man, this is great.
Just in case we can't. much better.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, tuning in now. He was able to hear me, or I mean, the stream's able to hear me.
That's absurd. I can hear you on the thing, but I can't hear you. For me, I wonder what's going on. I have my volume.
Take the AirPods
down
out,
all
buddy.
the way. I can't. I can't hear
you. All right. So
what's going
what
on
I'm
here,
gonna do?
Oh, whoa!
Hello.
Wow. Why? I
You're
didn't
insane.
It's working.
This is crazy. Anyways, worst fast food restaurant draft? Ben, I think I get first pick. Anyways,
sure.
We're going first pick. I'm going Burger King.
As you should.
Burger King's awful. Burger King is the dumpster water of fast food.
Yeah. No, I agree.
There's one fast food restaurant that I know that I know just between the two of us that you won't pick, but I know so many people are just critiquing our answers and stuff like that. So like, if you guys sit here and tell me, we'll go over it. Anyways, Ben, your pick.
Well, I know what you're probably thinking of, but knowing me and you, we're not gonna pick this one. But yeah, McDonald's. You know, I hate to say it, but McDonald's is trash. McDonald's really isn't good. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It makes you feel like trash, but
it makes you feel because it's trash. It doesn't even taste good. It doesn't even taste good. It tastes like trash. We need to do better, America. Do better.
Next up on the fast food restaurant draft. Oh man, there's so much that you could say here, but I'm gonna go with Wendy's because I really feel like, and it's crazy, but I'm gonna go with Wendy's just because I feel like overall it's not enough.
Place in my heart.
Yeah, I remember a memory that we had before you left for college. That's what I remember. Yeah. Anyways.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I'm a Qdoba stand, so Chipotle. You get the Chipotle runs. Not a big fan of it. So right now, I have a very controversial list. Okay, I have McDonald's and Chipotle. Many people
hate you.
Oh, I bet. And for the next one I'm about to say, I don't think Mary's in it. But if Mary was in this, she would kill me. But you can go.
I'm gonna go with Panda. Because Panda is also another one that's gonna give you the runs.
Oh yeah.
And it's just there's only one thing that you can get from there that like tastes good. Other than that, you're not getting anything else out of it. And it's the orange chicken. You need the orange chicken to make any meal taste good. So yeah, Panda. Sorry. Whatever.
This one might be a controversial one, like I was saying before, but I don't really care. This isn't technically considered fast food, but we're throwing it in here anyways. Starbucks, yeah, Starbucks.
Okay.
I love Starbucks. I was
gonna say that too.
I like Starbucks. I think Starbucks is fine. Paying $11 for a drink is just boggles my mind. It's not the worst. It's not number 3 on the worst list for me because the food is bad. It's number 3 on the worst list for me because I don't like paying $11 for a drink.
So, all right, next up.
We got number 4.
The worst of all of the pizza chains. You sit here and tell me that you are a fan of Little Caesars. I'm just gonna throw up. There's no reason why there should be a hot and ready pizza just waiting for me when I go in there. It needs to be made fresh. I'm not a fan of Pizza Hut, but I'll take Pizza Hut over Little Caesars. There's no part of Little Caesars aftermath that's going to be pleasant. So yeah, give me Little Caesars in round 4.
This I don't think this is too controversial. Finally, we're getting off the controversial train here. Wow, I just forgot the name.
Oh,
Guys,
I got
this
my
should tell
round
you
5
how
locked.
tired I am. I remembered again. Long John Silver's.
Oh, dude.
Long John Silver's is bad. Never once in my entire life have I said I want to go to Long John Silver's, or have I heard anyone say I want to go to Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
It's bad. No, fast food, seafood. I mean, like, what are we doing here? Like, when have you seen a standalone Long John Silver's? So it's like Long John Silver's mixed with something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad Long John Silver's is. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know who's even keeping Long John Silver's in business. I don't know anybody that goes to Long John Silver's. I don't know what we're doing here.
So my next round, locked in, ready to go. Culver's. Their cheese curds are pretty good. Don't get me wrong. But anything else is just thrown together pieces of garbage that I just really don't like. They've fallen off lately. Not good. Sorry about it. And their ice cream or their custard, I'll go to
Custard
Dairy
is
Queen.
so much better than ice cream.
I'll go to Dairy Queen. I'll be getting ice cream instead of the custard. I don't care what kind of pieces you throw in there to make it better, but the thing is, if you do it right, you shouldn't have to throw in anything. And Culver's messes it up every single time. So that rounds off my team, but let's just move on to yours to finish off the draft.
I'm going to be honest here. We're deciding between two different places.
Throwing an honorable mention, man.
Yeah, we'll do White Castle. I effing hate White Castle. They're called sliders for a reason because they slide right through you.
Yep.
White Castle's terrible.
So bad.
I can't stand White Castle. The other one I was thinking about is KFC. It's just too greasy for me. I can't do it. And if I'm getting chicken, I'm either going to lean fully in to the feel like trash and get the Popeyes, or I'm going to go the complete other way and get the Lord's chicken and get Chick-fil-A. It's the unhappy middle ground is what Chick-fil-A is. One that I would have thrown on here too that I don't think a lot of people know. It's called Checkers. I don't even know if you know what Checkers is. Do you know what Checkers is?
The fries are good, but nothing else is
gas. But Checkers is terrible. The only reason Checkers isn't on this list is because I don't know how many people know what Checkers actually is. So we're really controversial, but yes, it'll round out a good episode.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And for everybody that were, able to tune in and everything, we had a lot of viewers today. And hopefully a lot of listeners this week as well. So thank you guys for so much of the support to keep us going through 21 episodes. Means a lot, and we have a lot more in store. Can you imagine when we hit 100? I mean, it doesn't seem so far away. But we've got a lot in store, actually. We've got a lot. And Ben, before we end it today, I do want to say, for those of you that are or have been supporting us thus far, there is so much more to come. And I talked to Ben about this, and it's so crazy to think about it. Only 21 episodes in, but the Pigskin Project will be among the best, if not one of or the best podcast about football in the very near future. I'm not going to say what we have in store. I'm not going to say what we have in the works, but what I will say is that it will happen. There is no maybe, there is no fingers crossed, there is no this is what's going on. What I'm saying is this will happen, and it's only going to happen with your guys' support. So we really, really do thank you guys. So if you made it this far, we want to say thank you for listening all the way through. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Pigskin Project. We have a lot scheduled for next week's show, including our off-season previews, much, much more. So make sure you're subscribed or following us on all platforms. We'd like to give a big thank you to Anchor.fm. Uppercuts Grooming, which I'm going to go and see tomorrow. So Overtime Sports Network as well.
Overtime.
Top
this one you got to point
right.
the other way. Yeah. Top right of your
super
screen.
Weird. Yep.
It's weird for us.
But that way. Anyways, we'd like to give you guys a big thank you for helping us promote our podcast. This is only the beginning of the Pigskin Project, so keep listening. Please leave a review down below as it helps us more than you know. And that's it for this week. So thanks again for tuning in to the Pigskin Project.